The Pope was in St. Peter's Square a couple days ago, and he might have just given an exorcism in front of everybody. Let's take a look. Okay, so it's a little unclear to me whether the music was actually playing at that moment or the YouTube.
Count Dracula.
That's really unclear to you.
Do you think it was, which was it? All right, so there's so many ways we can go with this. So first off, because I know you're both exorcism specialists, would you say that that was an exorcism, Jen?
All the exorcisms I've had have been way wilder than that. No, I mean, you can't tell. I mean, look, this is the one thing I will say about faith healing type things. When you're a family and you have someone who's ill and you're desperate, sometimes a little faith can go a long way emotionally for you. So for me, it doesn't look like he did anything like violent, unacceptable, anything that was hurting this person. So to me, it's like I don't really give a shit if it's an exorcism, if it made the family feel a little bit better.
Right. Now, Cara, I know you're not big on religion, to say the least.
I'm not a believer. I'm an atheist. So for me, like, I don't see the difference.
It makes no
if it was a
difference.
prayer or an exorcism, they're both equally stupid.
That's what I'm saying too. That's the exact same thing to me. It's all the faith healing is all the same to me. Whether he was like, I bless you, my son, you're now absolved, you're going to get up and walk and run marathons, or he shook his head around and did an exorcism, it's the same thing to me.
Okay, so for someone
crazy.
For someone though that is an atheist, if what he did, even if it didn't have any tangible, like real spiritual thing going on, but if the person who was there, the handicapped person, was healed by it somehow, even if they just tricked themselves, does that seem like a good thing to you then?
That didn't happen.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened. That's not going to happen.
So you don't think that person's going to be any better?
If that person has like MS or cerebral palsy or some legitimate biological ailment that's putting them in that wheelchair, trust me, the Pope did not just heal him. That's not even like worth, I think, responding to. I just don't. That would be a miracle. You know what I mean? And miracles don't happen. Not in the spiritual sense, but like I said, I think that the idea of whether it's a prayer or an exorcism, it's all the same. And truth be told, in Catholic dogma, I mean, the Pope is a priest, right? Or he's a, what do you call him?
He's a conduit who God speaks to him.
They all have the power to perform exorcisms.
Yes.
Right.
And I think this Pope specifically has performed exorcisms before, so it's not really that surprising.
Right, so why do you think the church, like, immediately, they were like, no, it wasn't an exorcism, and, why do they feel like
bleeding followers, and the word exorcism is very intense, I think, first of all. And second of all, I think that I think there's a problem where a lot of people now will base, faith healing instead of getting medical treatment, like what you were saying. If he has cerebral palsy, if he has MS, if he's not seeking actual treatment or doesn't have the money or means to get that and is relying on the church to cure him, I think that could freak people out, because then people could attack the church saying you're replacing actual means and health and real, medical procedures with that. So I think that's why they back away.
I also think they're trying to be more modern as a religion. I think this Pope is viewed as a more progressive, more modern Pope. And when you
Don't they say that about every Pope? Is there ever a Pope that they're like, no, this guy's going back?
Every Pope,
but the truth is, when we think of the word exorcism, we think of like the Middle Ages.
Right,
I just don't think that it's good PR for them if they do come out and say this was a, on-the-fly exorcism that he just performed in public.
We're going to talk a little bit more about religion later, but does this show you like why religion in the modern day sort of is just kind of bonkers? Because even something that they,
the choir.
I guess I'm preaching to this preached already, I guess. But because that perhaps if they believe something good is about this, they can't even say it, and that's kind of bizarre, isn't it?
I mean, I think if you do think something's great about it, and they think this was a good thing for their church, and this is something they do regularly, then stand up and say it. Be like, we're gonna be doing exorcisms, y'all. Like, just come on down, come get it.
I like how you got Southern
y'all. I don't know
Baptist
why Southern Baptists and Catholics, which are
also
so
a little
unrelated.
Pentecostal. Pentecostals are really
Oh, is that a little?
Because I think that's what I think of. I always think of those when they have the huge churches and people are coming up the steps and they're doing the faith healing more. Exactly.
So what is that then?
That's Pentecostal, generally speaking.
Right. No. But I mean, what is it actually like in the human? Is it this need to be connected to something so badly that even if it's not real?
It's the same thing as hypnotism, which there is evidence to show that people can be hypnotized, but it's all about susceptibility. It's all about wanting it bad enough, and kind of finding yourself in that headspace. And so people who speak in tongues, I think they do truly believe that there's some sort of, I don't know if it's supposed to be positive or negative, but some sort of spirit running through them that is possessing them and allowing them to do that.
Sure.
We know objectively that that's not what's happening, but it's not like these people are always charlatans. I think a lot of them actually think that it's occurring.
Sure. Right. Have you ever just been like really sick or something bad has happened and you found yourself being like, please God, da da da, even if you don't believe in God or you're not religious, you just, because I'm pretty much agnostic atheist. I walk that line. I have faith in something larger than me, but I don't believe in God as is prescribed.
He's not
or
watching
any
you,
religion.
judging you all
certainly,
the time.
I
And
certainly don't believe in any organized religion, nor do I think it's healthy for people. I think it's a crutch and almost like a mental illness, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. We'll get back to that later.
Yeah, we will get back to that later.
But that being said, I do think that sometimes when you're just in need and weak, and I hate to say that because people are going to go, no, religion makes me strong, but a lot of the time it is when you need faith, whether it's a specific religion or whether it's just some sort of universal universe, please help me, you'll find yourself just going, oh, please let this happen or please protect me. And I think that's when you get the most desperate people, because if you're the person in a wheelchair not walking, that's when you're going to be looking towards a faith healing or an exorcism, because you're desperate and you're sad and you're hurting and you're in pain, and so is your family.
I think that's common. I mean, I don't think that personally applies to me because atheism is a big part of of my kind of cultural identity. So, when they say there are no atheists in foxholes, like, trust me, I'd be an atheist in a foxhole like that.
So you'd still hold on to it at that.
Oh,
at
yeah.
that last
I've never
moment.
asked God. Since I left the church, I've never asked a God for anything. I've never kind of found myself on my knees. That's not to say I wouldn't if for some reason there was real evidence to, but that's not going to happen. But you're right. I do think that it's the same. It's this, whether it's religious or whether it's kind of last ditch kind of medical, not legitimate medicine, alternative there are, and sometimes these are very negative because there are people who will take advantage of people when they're very sick and very weak. But when all of your options are extinguished, it can have something of a placebo effect.
Yeah. Well, to put a cap on this, most of the things I learned about religion and God and science was from watching the movie Contact after eating pop brownies. So, okay.